Okay guys, so I have the next question here, which says that we should find the limit as x approaches 0 for the square root of x squared plus 9 minus 3 divided by x squared. Okay, so for this question too, if you try the direct substitution here now, you are going to have an indeterminate form. Okay, so you have to do some transformations in order for us to be able to compute the limit. Okay, so for this reason, we are going to rationalize the numerator. Okay, so let's look at what will happen. We're going to have the limit as x approaches 0. Okay, for the square root of x squared plus 9 minus 3. Okay, divided by x squared. Okay, and then this will be multiplied by the conjugate of the numerator, which will be x squared plus 9 plus 3. Okay, divided by the square root of x squared plus 9, okay, plus 3. Okay, this is what you are going to have. Okay, so now let's look at something here. You know that in algebra, if you have an expression of the form a squared minus what, b squared, you can write it as a minus b multiplying what, a plus b. Okay, so we are going to apply this transformation to the numerator. Okay, because you can see that we have the square root of x squared plus 9 minus 3 multiplying the square root of x squared plus 9 plus 3. So in this case, our a will be equal to the square root of x squared plus 9, and then the b will be equal to the 3. Okay, so for this reason, we are going to have the limit as x approaches 0. Okay, for the square root of x squared plus 9, okay, squared, okay, minus 3 squared. This is what you are going to have. Okay, so all this divided by x squared, bracket open, square root of x squared plus 9 plus 3. Okay, so from here you are going to have the limit as x approaches 0 for x squared plus 9, okay, minus what, 9, okay, divided by x squared, multiplying bracket open, x squared plus 9 plus 3. Okay, so you're going to see that this plus 9 and minus 9 are going to cancel out, so and then that's going to give us 0, and then this x squared will also cancel out this x squared. Okay, so we are now just going to have the limit as x approaches 0 for 1 over the square root of x squared plus 9 plus 3. Okay, so let's do the substitution now. If you do this, you're going to have 1 over the square root of 0 squared plus 9, okay, plus 3. So this will give us 1 over 3 plus 3, which will be equal to 1 over 6. So this will be our answer. Let's take the next example. Okay, so I have this example here. Okay, so let's look at this also. Okay, this is question 22. Okay, so let's look at how you're going to solve this also. So for this question, you might want to try the direct substitution before we do anything else. Okay, so let's look at that. So in doing this, you're going to have 5 times 3q, okay, minus 3 multiplying 3 squared plus 3 minus what, 6. Okay, this is what you're going to have. Okay, so 5 multiplying 3q will give us a value of 135 minus 3 multiplying 3 squared will give us a value of what, 27. Okay, plus 3 minus what, 6. Okay, so let's look at what you're going to get at the end. So we have 135 minus 27 plus 3 minus 6. So this will give us a value of 105 as our answer. Okay, so this will be the solution to this question. Okay, so now let's take the next question. So let's find the limit as x approaches minus 2 for x to the power 4 minus 2, okay, divided by 2 2x squared minus 3x plus 2. Okay, so this is the next question. Okay, so let's try the direct substitution method here first before we try anything other else, in case the direct substitution doesn't work. Okay, so we're going to have minus 2 to the power 4 minus 2 divided by 2 brackets open minus 2 squared minus 3 brackets open minus 2 plus 2. Okay, so let's focus on the numerator. Okay, so you're going to have minus 2 to the power 4, which will give us a value of 16. So you're going to have 16 minus 2 for the numerator, and then for the denominator you have 2 multiplying minus 2 squared minus 3 multiplying minus 2 plus 2. Okay, this will give us a value of 16. Okay, so at the end we are going to have 14 over 16, which will be equal to 7 over 8. Okay, so that will be our answer. So let's look at the next question. Okay, so this is question 24. Okay, so let's look at how you are going to solve this also. So I'm going to transform the expression. Okay, so you are going to have this to be the limit for x squared minus 5, okay, divided by x cubed minus 3x plus 5 as x approaches 2. Then we are going to square it. Okay, so now you will have to find the limit of what you have in the square bracket and then square the answer that you are going to get. So let's focus on what is in the square bracket. Okay, so you have the limit as x approaches 2 for x squared minus 5, okay, divided by x cubed minus 3x plus 5. Okay, this is what we have. Okay, so let's try the direct substitution and see what you are going to get. Okay, so let's look at that. Okay, so I think I made a mistake with the question. This value here is supposed to be 2 and not 5. Okay, so let's do that correction. Okay, so this is supposed to be 2 and then not 5. Okay, so let's do the correction. Okay, so 2. Okay, all right, so let's do the direct substitution and see. So you're going to have 2 squared minus 2 divided by 2 cubed minus 3 multiplying 2 plus 5. Okay, this is what you are going to have. So for the numerator we are going to have 4 minus 2, and then for the denominator we are going to have 2 cubed give us 8 minus 6 plus 5. Okay, so that gives us a value of 2 on 7. Okay, so at the end we are going to square our answer. Okay, so that's going to be 2 on 7 squared, which will give us a value of 4 over 49. Okay, so this will be our answer. Okay guys, so let's look at this example also. Okay, so for this one let's try the direct substitution. Okay, so we are approaching 8. Okay, so we have to find the limit of this whole expression as x approaches 8. So let's look at how you are going to solve this question. So let's do the direct substitution here first and see what you are going to get. So with that, you are going to have 1 plus the cube root of 8, bracket close, multiplying 2 minus 6, multiplying 8 squared, plus 8 cubed. Okay, this is what you are going to have. Okay, so let's see what you are going to get. At the end, we are going to have 1 plus 2 here, multiplying 2 minus 384 plus 8 cubed, which will give us 512. Okay, this is what you are going to have. Okay, so at the end, you're going to have 3 multiplying 130, and then this will give us an answer of what? 390. So this will be our answer for this question also. Okay, so guys, this is the next example. Okay, so let's look at how you're going to solve this also. Okay, so to solve this, okay, let's look at how I'm going to rewrite the whole expression. Okay, so I'm going to rewrite this as the square root of, okay, the limit as x approaches 2, okay, for 2x squared plus 1, okay, divided by 3x minus what? 2. Okay, so we can compute the limit this way. Okay, so now let's focus on the limit as x approaches 2 for 2x squared plus 1 divided by 3x minus 2. So with this, we can try the direct substitution here before we do anything else. Okay, so let's look at that. So if you do that, you're going to have 2 brackets open 2 squared plus 1 divided by 3 brackets open 2 minus 2. Okay, so let's see what you're going to get. You're going to have 2 multiplying 4 plus 1, okay, divided by 6 minus 2. So this will give us an answer of 9 divided by 4. Okay, that will be our answer. Okay, so at the end, we are just going to take the square root of 9 over 4, and then that will give us an answer of 3 over 2. Okay, so this will be our answer. Okay, guys, so this is the next example. Okay, so let's look at how you are going to solve this also. Okay, so directly you can see that if you try the direct substitution, even with the denominator, you're going to have 0 there. So that means that you're going to have division by 0. So that should even tell you that if you try the direct substitution, you are going to have an indeterminate form. So that means that we will have to find a way to compute this limit. So to do this, let's look at the numerator. Okay, so for the numerator, we have x squared minus 6x plus 5. Okay, so I'm going to find two numbers that I can multiply to get 5 and then add to get minus 6. Okay, so those two numbers are going to be minus 1 and then minus 5, because multiplying minus 1 and then minus 5 will give us 5, and then adding the 2 give us what? Minus 6. Okay, so at the end, this expression will become x squared minus x minus what? 5x plus 5. Okay, this is what you are going to have. Okay, so now let's factorize this. If you do this, you are going to have x bracket open x minus 1, okay, minus 5 into bracket x minus 1. Okay, so at the end we are going to have x minus 1 multiplying x minus 5. So that will be the factorized form of the numerator. Okay, so let's go back to the question. We have the limit as x approaches 5, and then instead of x squared minus 6x plus 5, we are going to have x minus 1 multiplying x minus 5 divided by x minus what? 5. Okay, so from here this value can cancel out this, and then at the end you're just going to be left with the limit as x approaches 5 for x minus 1, and then this will give us 5 minus 1, which will be equal to 4. So this will be our answer. So let's look at the next example. Okay guys, so this is the next example. So for this example too, if you try the direct substitution here, you are going to have an indeterminate form. Okay, so for this reason you have to do some factorization here. Okay, so now let's focus on the denominator. Okay, so for the denominator we have x squared minus x minus what? 12. Okay, so what you are going to do is that let's focus on the 12 here. Okay, although it is negative 12, but let's just make it 12 for now. So let's find two numbers that we can multiply to get 12. The first one is going to be 1 and 12 itself, 2 and 6, and then 3 and 4. Okay, so let's stop here. So you see that if you multiply any of these two numbers here, okay, on each row, we are going to get 12. Okay, but you have to select the one that you can add to get what? This minus 1 that we have here. Okay, and to do this, I'm going to negate the 4. Okay, because if I add this 3 here to minus 4, we are going to have what? Minus 1, which is what? The coefficient of what? X here. And then multiplying 3 by minus 4 will give us what? The minus 12. Okay, so at the end, we are just going to rewrite this expression as x squared, okay, minus, okay, plus 3x first, minus 4x, okay, minus what? 12. Okay, this is what you are going to have. So let's do some factorization here. So we are going to have x bracket open, x plus 3, okay, minus 4 into bracket x plus 3. Okay, this is what you are going to have. So at the end, we are going to have x plus 3 multiplying x minus what? 4. Okay, so that be the transformed form for the denominator. Okay, so we are going to have the limit as x approaches minus 3. For let's factorize the numerator also. We are going to have x into bracket x plus 3. Okay, bracket closed, x plus 3 multiplying x minus what? 4. Okay, so we can do some cancellation here now. This will cancel out this. And then at the end, we are going to have the limit as x approaches minus 3 for x divided by x minus what? 4. Okay, so if you do the direct substitution now, you're going to have minus 3 divided by minus 3 minus 4, which will give us a value of what? Minus 3 divided by what? Minus 7, which will be equal to 3 on 7. So this will be our answer.